parang I'm not prepared to have company or to see someone, and then suddenly, okay lang if they just say hello, pero yung tipong, I'll join, parang,
I try to be as kind as I can. To be honest, I try to be as kind as I can. But I realize that maybe this individual's maybe a little older. Maybe a bit more.
Okay, maybe, or maybe gusto niya lang ng excuse para...
Yeah, to have a conversation. And I understand that. I get that. Yeah, and I do. I give this person the time of day. But there are times to say when I like my...
Exactly. I think everybody does. Sabi ni Marcos, earphones, tapos, ay, sorry, on call.
That's a good one,
You're
Marcos.
onto something, Marcos.
You are onto something. Okay, so that's the first one. And the second one, coming from Wildfire. Hashtag maybe a bad idea. Yung magpa-extra services pa na katabi mismo ng police station.
Ay, okay. Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, you're paying the massage therapist a little bit more than they were worth, right? Because they gave you such a good massage.
So, ang laki ng tip. Mas malaki pa yung tip dun sa massage.
So baka magalit yung owner, diba? So,
yeah.
let's keep it at that. But there you go. Just try to avoid just getting massages in places that are right next to the police station.
You don't wanna be like one of those people with their shirts like over their faces trying to hide, diba? Pag na-news,
But there are moments when I would drive by massage places and I would see mga police in front talaga.
Parang waiting for something.
Or like either they'd be right in front of the door or their car would be parked a ways away with the flashing lights so people know that they're there. Or the lights are off, and then when someone gets close to the door, flash, flash, flash.
Hello, we see you.
It is scary these days. Now that there's an influx of mga spas, new spas coming out of nowhere. Anyway, so there you go. What about us?
For me, well, earlier today, I kind of felt maybe a bad idea to cook before going to work because I woke up so early, right? I woke up before 4 in the morning, before my alarm. So I felt like, my gosh, aga, I have so much time. I don't have to be there until like 5:45. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me do the dishes. Let me like clean up my kitchen a little bit. Also, let me cook. Actually, I didn't even cook. I just reheated something and then I cooked rice. That's all I cooked. But then, alam mo yun, syempre after you do that, you clean up again. And then parang before you know it, ayun na. I was like, ay nako, look at the time. Ano na agad? 5 na. 5:10. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to shower pa. I have to do this, I have to do that. Yep. So,
it happens.
Maybe a bad idea to think na you have so much time. Kasi even if you do, if you try to squeeze in like chores and other stuff pa, you're gonna run out of time.
It happens.
It's never enough time. Especially in the morning. Ang bilis ng oras.
You think you have ample time, right?
Yeah. And before you know it, you're running. You're running to the station.
Well, at least you got everything done.
That's true-ish.
And I guess for me, okay, so I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight for this movie I'm shooting. So I have been working out a lot. And I realized that maybe working out, spinning class, and ab workout with Cassie Ho equaling like 3 hours, 3.5 hours is not a good idea, especially for my body and my health and my well-being. So overworkout is probably even worse than no workout, or yeah.
Especially if you're not getting enough rest or enough sleep.
You can overwork yourself to death.
Yeah. It's
So,
very scary.
I-
Because actually, I read this post by a doctor. She was like, you know, as a doctor, here are 10 things I will never do. And then one of the things that I remember being on part of her list was skipping sleep to work out.
Mm.
She would never do that. Like, you know, if you don't have a choice, you either get some rest because you didn't get enough rest, or you go to your workout. For her, get that rest.
Ako
You
din,
can
I
work out.
always choose sleep over workout. But when, for example, it's the weekend and I can, I tend to overwork myself and eat less. I've been eating less these days.
Yeah.
I mean, not to the point of like unhealthy eating, but it's still harder to function when you don't have sustenance.
Balance, right?
Yeah.
Eating, working out, sleeping. Lahat yun, ano?
Catherine
necessary.
Lopez says anything over 2 hours of workout normally wala na effect. So 2 hours lang and rest.
Yeah, you know, there's this trend also. It's called 75 hard that a lot of parang YouTubers are into. I don't remember why it's called 75 hard, pero parang it entails working out twice a day. You know, you work out in the morning and then you work out again in the afternoon or the evening. So it's basically like 75 days there. That's why it's 75 hard. 75 days of like intense like working out, dieting, and like, you know, getting enough sleep. Basically like getting your shiz together for like 75
Yeah,
days.
I do more. I'm gonna do now spinning in the morning / afternoon, like a 12, and then weights at like 4 or 5, 6, so that I have a morning and an evening shift. But that's just for the next 3 weeks before I shoot the movie, and then after that I can go back to bulking again. Diba? That's how life works.
Yeah. And also it depends on your schedule because for these like lifestyle vloggers, it's easy for them. They don't have like a day job. So they get to focus their time and attention on their gym schedule or their working out schedule. But of course, if you work like a 9 to 5, can you imagine like working out in the morning and then working out again after work? My gosh.
I've heard so many stories kasi, especially these days. There are so many people just
Can't like, yeah.
like
They're unable to.
passing away, literally passing away, and they are so fit, but something happens, something gives way because they work so hard and they work out so hard, and sometimes it's just over the top. So
Don't overdo it.
you need to have that balance in your life, find
Yeah.
that chi, find that in between. And with that, I think we've ended
Peace
our
out.
program. But Chico will be with us tomorrow.
Yes, he will be
flying
back.
back home.
So we'll finally be complete. Make sure to join us at 6 o'clock in the morning. Again, just a reminder to everybody that won tickets to Mean Girls, the Monster Special Advance Screening, happening on Feb 1 at SM Mega Mall Cinema 2. The deadline for claiming those tickets is today. So make sure you claim them, okay? And